So hello guys, welcome you all in the series of the penetration testing with the Kali Linux. So in this video we are going to cover the bash scripting, which is the most popular scripting language in the Linux. So before starting, let me introduce about the bash scripting. The bash scripting is a powerful work environment and the scripting engine. The bash script is a plain text file that contains the series of the commands that are executed if they are typed in the terminal prompt. So before starting the bash scripting, let's create the file. So I will go in the desktop directory to the desktop and I will create here file as a nano to create the file, and I will give a name as hello world.sh. The sh is the extension that describes that the file is related to the bash script. So enter. So for this first program, we will simply echo out the word that we will represent in the string. So simply type echo, and in double quotes we will supply the string as this is the first program of bash scripting. Simply save the file by pressing Ctrl plus S, and for exiting the file press Ctrl plus X. Now to execute the bash file we have to give the permission as executable. So to give the permission we have to modify the file permission. So simply type chmod to change the file permission with the executable. So for executable press plus X for adding the executable, for adding execution, and supply the file name hello world. Let's do ls. Here we can see that the hello world is now executable. So if we execute the file by giving dot and forward slash and simply to supply the file name hello world, here we see that we can see the string that we have supplied in the echo. So echo is useful to show the content that we are supplying within the double quotes as a string. So let's clear this screen. Let's go to the file nano hello world. Let's add one more string. Oh, sorry. So for the new line, we will press enter, and again I will use echo double quotes and supply the string like I like bash scripting for automation. Save it and exit. Again I will execute the bash file hello world.sh. Here we can see that we are getting the two-line output. So like this way we can use the echo in the bash scripting. Now let's talk about the variables. If you know the programming previously, then you will know that what is the variables. The variable is nothing but just a temporary container. It has the ability to hold the temporary value. So let's take an example. Let's go to the previous file hello world. Let's clear out. So to create the variable, we will give the variable name. So let's take the first variable name as a first name. I will assign the value as a Rohit, and the last name as Sharma. Now I want that the both the variables should be shown in the output as I will execute the hello world.sh file. So to print the output of both the variables, we will use the echo, and in the double quote we will supply both the variable by using the dollar symbol. So dollar first underscore name space dollar last name. Simply save and exit. Let's run the program. Hello world. Oh, sorry. Now let's run the program. Okay. we should not provide the space between the assigning of the variable. The error was that when we assigned the value, there was a space between the variable name and the data that we are storing in the variable. Let's take another example. Hello world.sh. We will supply some message as a greeting. So greeting is equal to, we will pass the message in the string as well from sir. Okay, and now simply we will provide the greeting at the first. So by using dollar symbol, supply the greeting. Let's save the program and exit and run the program as hello world.sh. Here we can see that we are getting the greeting letter. We are getting as a message, welcome sir Rohit Sharma. So like this way, we are going to use the variable. If we use the variable in the terminal, so we can use like name is equal to hacker. The hacker value is stored in the name variable. And if we take as job is equal to pen testing. Now I will print the value of both the variables. So I will use echo. In the double quote, I will supply the name variable space $job. Simply enter. Here we are getting both the values of the variables. So like this way, we can use the variables in the terminal. Now let's talk about how we can take the arguments from the user side. If we talk about arguments, is that we are supplying the word while executing the bash script file. So let's take an example. I will create the new file as a nano arguments.sh. We will supply the bash format bin bash. So to take the argument from the user side, we will pass the string as the echo in the double quotes. We will supply the message hello. For the argument 1, we will supply the $1 as the first argument. Hello, how are you? Let's save the file and exit. Let's clear the screen. We will give the execution permission for the argument.sh. To give execution permission, chmod +x arguments.sh. Simply enter. Let's do ls. Okay. Now we are able to run the argument.sh file. So to run /argument.sh, you can either run the bash file by giving the bash command and argument.sh. Simply enter. Here we are getting the message, but we have not supplied the arguments. That's why we are getting the message as hello, how are you? If we supply the argument while executing the program, let's take an example. Argument, and we will supply as hacker. Now we can see that we are getting name as a hacker, which we have passed as an argument 1. In previously, we have not passed any arguments, so we were able to see the message as hello, how are you? But while we supply the arguments, at this time we are getting as a hello, hacker, how are you? At the hacker point, we have supplied the $1 symbol. That it means that we are supplying the 1 arguments. If we supply the more arguments and tester, we are able to get the first argument. The second argument that we have not specified in this bash script. So to supply the second argument also, Let's go to the editor. We will pass the second argument as your job is and supply the $2 symbol, which says that we will supply the second argument. Let's save the program and exit. Now if we run the argument.sh as a hacker as a first argument and pentester as a second argument. Simply enter. Here we can see that we are getting the both the string that we have passed as an argument. The hacker is placed as a argument 1 and pentester is placed as a argument 2. So like this way we can supply as more as arguments within the program. Now let's talk about how we can read the input from the user. Let's create the new file as the input.sh. We will supply the string for formatting the bash, for formation of the bash scripting. Let's save the file. Okay. Now in this program, we are going to talk about how we can take the input from the user. So to take the input from the user, we first have to supply the message for what you should provide the input for this program. So for this demonstration, we will pass the input as our name. So echo, we use the double quotes that we can pass the string within the echo command and that will be displayed as an output. Let's take the example as what is your name. Let's go to the new line. So to get the input from the user, we are going to use the read and we will supply the input of the user in the variable name. So to create the variable, we will take the variable name as a full name. Let's save the program and exit. Let's give the permission of execution chmod plus x input.sh. Let's clear the screen. Let's run the input.sh. Here it says that what is your name. So I will supply my name as hacker as a VZ secure. Enter. At here we are successful to get the input from the user. Now I want that I should supply the input that user has provided in the particular message. So let's edit the previous program input.sh. At the new line I will use echo. I will pass the message as you provide the name in input as dollar symbol and I want that the content of the full name to be displayed. So full name. Save the program and exit. Let's run the input.sh. I will supply my name as a VZ secure. Okay. Now I will press enter. Here we see that we are getting the message as you provided the name in the input as VZ secure. Let's take the another example. I will pass the string as do you want to learn hacking with VZ secure, and I want that the user should provide the message as Y or N, which is yes or no. To get the input from the user, we will use read and we will store the input in the answer section in the answer variable. So to print the value of the user provided in the input section we will use echo your answer is. With the dollar symbol, we will pass the variable name as the answer. The working of the program is that the first echo command will display the message as do you want to learn the hacking with the Visual Studio. So program will ask for the input as Y or no. If user press Y and enter, it will show that the user has provided the Y letter. If user press enter, if user press N letter, so it will show that your answer is no. Let's save the program and run it. I will provide as a Y, which indicate that yes. So it says that your answer is Y. If I provide N, it will say your answer is N. Like this way, we can get the input from the users. Okay, now let's talk about the condition statement. In other programming, we use the condition like if else and switch case statement. But in the bash scripting, we use if, else and elif. So let's know about what is the condition statement. The condition statement allows us to perform different actions based on the different conditions. The most common condition-based statement include if, else and elif. Let's take an example of the if statement. So open the terminal and create the new file. I will go to first desktop directory and I will create the new file with the nano editor as a condition.sh. I will provide the string that's as a bin bash to represent that it is the bash file. Let's take an example of age. So I will give variable name as age and I will provide age as a 15. And in the new line, I will create the condition as for if. So if in square brackets, I will call my variable name as age, and I want to see that the value of the age is less than 18 or greater than 18. So for the less than 18, we will provide LT, which indicate that we are going to compare both the value as less than. So less than 18. To perform the activity inside the if condition, we have to write then and come in the new line. We will do echo. Here I will provide the message that if your age is less than 18, then you are a kid. So the message is your age is, I will call the age variable, you are kids. Okay, let's. So for to exit from the if statement, we will do the reverse order of the if. So we type F5. It's exit from the if, and let's save the program and exit. Now let's run the program by giving the execution permission. So chmod plus x condition.sh. Now let's try to run the program. So condition.sh. Here we can see that it shows that your age is 15, which we have provided for the age variable, and it gives the message that you are a kid. Let's take one more example as a nano condition.sh. If I provide the age as a 20, let's save and exit the program and run it. It will not show the output because we have only specified that if the age is less than 18, then it will display some string that we have provided in the if statement. But it will not show that if the number is greater than 18 or equal to 18. So for that we use the else statement. The nano condition.sh. Here I will provide the age as 20. It's okay. And for the else, we will go to the new line else and echo you are your age is calling the age variable. You are not, you are adult. Okay. Oh, sorry. Let's save the program and exit. Again, we will run the program as condition.sh. Okay. Here we got an output that your age is 20 and you are adult. So how do we get this output? Let's go to the script. Here we have provided that the age is 20. We have assigned the value 20 to the age variable. So it will go to the first as a if statement and check that the age is less than 18. So we have provided as the age is 20, so it is greater than the 18. So if statement has become the false. So that's why it returned the else value that we have provided. Your age is 20 and you are the adult. The simple working of the program is that if the if statement becomes the false, then it will return the value of the else statement. If I provide the age as 15, which is less than 18, let's take a 17 and save it and exit. Now let's run the program. It will show that your age is 17 and you are a kid, because the if statement becomes true. That's why it will not return the else value. Suppose the if statement becomes false, then only the else statement start for working. Let's take one more example as if I want to check that the age is less than 18 and equal to 18. So I will provide the condition as LE, which is less than equal to 18. So let's run the program and we will give the age number as 18. Let's save it and exit. Let's try to run the program. Okay, here we are getting that your age is 18. You are a kid. Why it does not return that you are the adult for the else statement? Let's go to the menu condition.sh. The working of the program is that here we have assigned the value as the age is 18. Let's check the if statement condition that the age is less than and equal to 18, which means that if the age is less than 18 or equal to 18, then it will run the if statement, which is your age is 18, you are a kid. Now let's talk about the Boolean logical operation. The Boolean logical operation like and or are somewhat mysterious because best use them in the variety of ways. One common use is the command list. Let's take an example of the Boolean logical operation. Boolean logical operation like and or are somewhat mysterious because we best use them in the varieties of ways. We use the Boolean like and or for doing some type of operation. Let's take an example. Let's take an example that I will assign the value of the name is equal to read secure. And I have created the file which include all the name. So let's get the file which is users.txt. Here is the list of the users. So I want that I have assigned the value for the name variable is present in this file. So I will use grep to search the name, which is I will provide the name variable for user.txt, and I will use the logical operation which is AND. For the logical operation we have to provide AND as a double times, and I want that if the user is available in that file, then I will echo out that the user name is available in that file. Let's enter. Here the grep command goes in that file and search for the name as a widget secret, which we have provided for the name variable, which shows the output as a widget secret. It is available in that file. That's why we have got the echo command that the widget secret is available in that file. If I change the name, let's change the name as Pandya. Let's enter it, and we will use the previous example. It shows no output because the Panda name is not available in the user.txt. Let's take an example of the OR. So for the OR, we have to provide the double pipes. And I will check that if the username is present in this user.txt, it will display to us, or else if it is not available in the user.txt, then I want that the name is not available in the file. Let's run it. We have provided the name as a Pandya, that's why it is not available in the file which is user.txt. That's why it shows the content of the echo command that the Pandya is not available in the file. If we talk about the logical operation, is that if we provided the AND logical operation, it will check that if the first command is true and the second command is true, then it will show the output. If the first command is false and the second command is true, then it will not show any output. In the OR operation, if the first command is true and the second command is also true, then it will show output. And if the first command is false and the second command is true, then also it will show the output. Like this way is the working of the logical operations. Now let's talk about the loops. In computer programming, loops help us do repetitive tasks that we need to run until the certain condition is met. It means that we have to perform this task that the particular condition until it's become true. So let's take an example of loops. So I will create the new file as a loop.sh. I will provide the bin exclamatory s exclamatory bin bash. So the first loop is for loop. So for I will provide the variable name as a IP in dollar. I am giving the range with the help of the sequence command in between 1 to 255, and I want that the for loop does the sum condition work for me. So I will provide the do, and in that do we will provide the echo. For this time we are going to take the example of the IP address, that we are going to brute force the last number, that we are going to brute force of the IPs. So I will provide the IP as a 10.11.1 dot, and I will provide here as a variable name as a IP, and in the last we have to provide the done to exit from the loop condition. Here the working of the program is that I have created the for loop in which I have assigned the variable name as IP. It will go in the sequence wise from one number to the last as a 255, because the IP address consists of 255. So let's run the program by saving and exit. I will give permission loop.sh and I will run the program. Okay, too fast. Here it shows me the range of 1 to 1 till the last, which I provided 255. Let's take the another example. Loop.sh for I will provide the range as 1 to 10. I will have provided the double dot it means that I am specifying the range in between 1 to 10. In next line, what to do? Echo the number is calling the variable and done. Let's save and exit. Let's clear the screen and run the loop.sh. Here we have got the output that the number is 1 to the number is 10. Like this way, we are going to use the loop statement. The another loop is the while loop. The while loop is different from the for loop. Let's take an example. Let's take the variable as a number is equal to 1, and I will specify the while loop while I will give the condition as if the number variable is less than 20, then I have to perform some activity that I will record your number is calling the number variable, and at last we will exit from the while loop. Let's save the program and exit. Let's run the program. Oops, sorry, I have not incremented the number, so let's clear out this screen and go to the menu. So at the last, I have to provide that the number should be increment at every iteration. So let's save it, run it. Here we are getting the number as from 1 to 19 because we have provided the less than equal to, because we have provided the condition that the number should be less than 20. That's why it is showing the number till 19. If we provide the number as a less than equal to 20, then it will show the number 20 as well. The working of the program is that here we have provided the number as a 1. If go to the while loop and check the condition that the number is less than 20, so the number 1 is less than 20, so it will go to the do and perform the activity that we have specified. So it will print the string that your number is, for the first time of running, it will print the your number is 1, and it will go to the next line for the incrementation. Now the number is 2. It will again go to the while loop and check for the condition. The number is less than 20. So for the second time, it will print as your number is 2. Like this way, it will go to the 20, and at that time the statement become false. That's why it will not show the number as 20. If the number goes by incrementing till the 19, it will specify the condition that the number 19 is less than 20. And at last, we will get the output as your number is 19. And after that, it will exit the program. So like this way, we are going to use the for loop and the while loop in the bash scripting. Now let's take a step to the function. In the term of the bash scripting, we can think of a function as a script within the script, which is useful when we need to execute the same code multiple times in the script. Rather than rewriting the same chunk of code over and over, we just write once as a function and then call that function as needed. So let's take an example. I will create the new file as a function.sh. Okay, now I will provide the function. To create the function, we will use the function keywords and provide the name as a test. We will give the curly braces. Now in that curly braces, we will perform some activity I will perform to list the directory. with LA. And to call the function in the bottom of the script, we call the function by specifying the function name as a test. Let's save the program and exit, giving the permission mode for execution to function.sh. Now let's run the program. Here we have got the output that we have provided in the function. We can provide the commands in the bash script that we are going to use in the terminal. Let's take the another example with the function. Now I will create the new function as a test2 in the curly braces. I will perform some activity. I will provide some activities at ping -c. I will give the range as a 10 and provide the IP address 0.0.1. Let's save. Make sure that you have provided the function name at the bottom. Save and exit. Let's run the program. Here we can see that we are running both the function, one which we have performed the ls listing directory, and second which we are performing to ping at the local host. So like this way we can use the function in the bash scripting.